epic, especially for the start of a series where two teams have yet to match up against each other. They got third and fourth respectively in their groups, and now we're going to see. I mean, have you early feelers right now? Group A versus Group B. You feel like one group looking stronger than the other?
I don't look at groups anymore, man.
Okay.
I think groups are
why not?
Like a 2009 thing or something.
That is absolutely not true. Didn't last TI there was one group that did much better?
Dota, just play Dota, guys.
Yeah, but what does it mean, right? You want to be in the strong group? You want to be in the weak group? Do you want to play versus the weaker group? You don't know. You never know. You just go in the bracket, and then all of a sudden you got to pick between LGD and OG, and what was winning your group do for you? Nothing.
Okay, maybe that's that sounds like a good viewpoint to have as a competitor, but someone who is trying to analyze the entirety of the field.
I'll tell you what group there is. There's one group. It's the one you're not in, and that's everybody else, and you have to beat them all. So that's it. It's you versus the giant group of the world. If you beat that group, you win a LAN. That's it. That's how you should think about it.
But Avery, you're retired. There's no beating anybody.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll take...
Sorry, were you getting flashbacks there?
Group A.
Where am I?
I just don't want to be in these group discussions. I've been in some nasty group discussions in my time, all right? 3-hour-long diatribes about statistics and groups and analysis. And
you mean when you were on a team?
No, that was just Nahaz in the back.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say that. I knew I recognized that.
Well, somebody got first blood in, and it went to Urag. So that's a damn good start for OG.
Very good start.
He was popping off yesterday. And you do not want to give these cores on OG a good head start if they continue that momentum. And we're back with the BZM Invoker. Need I say anything? If you've been watching Dota, you know what's coming for you. So I think the onus is on EG to kind of shut down OG's momentum from yesterday, especially after they had the Rust series against Beast Coast, where those games 2 and 3 did not go their way, even after a very strong lane phase. Once again, EG trying to get the lane advantage by the core swap up, put the DP versus the Underlord where you can just suck off his HP. And then you get this Furion Morphling matchup, which is one of, at least my favorite offlaners versus the Morphling in general, because you can almost always have a free lane, get pretty high level, and out CS the Morphling, whereas most offlaners do not pressure this hero that well. So I kind of like this core switch up by EG. I think it could do well. You just have to think about these Furion rotations and where you want them to happen.
And I guess the Tusk would rather be up in that top lane too.
Yeah, he's not doing anything to pressure the
But it is a lane that I feel like you can get a kill just because Marcy offers infinite possibilities when it comes to killing heroes.
Definitely can overstep. I don't think Bakash should die down here, but you never know. Marcy is beyond our mortal understanding.
I like how both of these heroes have some gimmicky way to be able to keep their HP high. Because TP's back to the base. Meanwhile, Uragi goes down to 0 HP by full agility.
Oh, he's just out.
Wait, what?
He just wants the better lane matchup. They got the Furion TP out of that bottom for the regen, and he's just gone. See you later.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't have, like, he used a TP scroll to TP back, obviously, and his teleport skill is on cooldown for another 40 seconds, so...
Downside is this lane is super far in top, so I don't know if Uragi's that happy with the lane equilibrium right now.
Do you think EG should chase when the teleport's up?
They might. The other thing you can do is just try and gank with it.
Okay.
I always used to think of it. You know who used to do this all the time was Ramses on the old VP. When they played like the Luna dual lanes and that stuff, he would always TP and hide in the trees and then kill you. And then he would wait for you to TP again and get the advantage that way. People haven't really done that in a long time, but I think that move is still good.
It was a sick move. It was a great way to be able to always secure
that shit like
advantage.
Almost disbanded my team once, so that move works.
I mean oh no way! Uragi totally misread that one.
Mismorphed it too. Pure Agi with the 440 HP gets clipped and TP for what? Now he's gonna have to wait 5 seconds and decide where he wants to go. And now if he goes back top, that teleport from Pakaz could just come in and you get the lane back. In terms of the matchup you want.
I was almost wondering if Whisper would hold on to his TP to see if the Morphling would show first. But the Morphling actually is going to run out to lane. Uragi's going to run out to lane and hold on to his TP. So they are very insistent on keeping the right lane matchup.
I don't think Pakaz cares about lane versus Underlord if the lane is this far up and he didn't get pressured on the early waves.
Sure.
And again, he can still get a teleport rotation into mid off of a level 6 TA, who is having a very good time here for C-Smile. He's just destroying BZM in the CS, and that's the advantage of knowing Invoker can only go one lane in Dota. You can just counterpick him and get a pretty good matchup in the CS department. TA, one of the better ones. It's just a free lane for C-Smile. He's really putting in the pressure. If he gets to a fast 6 here and you collapse on this lane with supports plus Furion, it's going to be deadly for BZ. He's dead.
He's dead.
Give me your in.
Even gets the intelligence for it too. Very nice. Whisper is going to be in some trouble here. Doesn't have another Spirit Siphon, so Yuragi will run him down. So their insistence to hold these lanes does pay out.
Still, they're just getting out CS'd across the board, and this mid is getting out of control very fast. C-Smile he's gonna be half a level ahead and he is literally 1,000 gold ahead of BZM right now.
Wow.
That is a large early net worth difference. And sometimes this can happen to XOR Invoker. You definitely fall behind in a lot of the early ways, especially when you're counterpicked and you're going that Midas. So I'm not too concerned, but what it's gonna do is it's gonna create an opening for EG on the map where you can collapse the Furion, collapse the supports.
Nice pick up there on Panda. So more side lane kills for OG, offsetting the CS advantage that Evil Geniuses are getting. Toss back, Chu, putting Matthew out of position. Nice snowball away to the side. Gets away from the waveform. 2 really smooth moves by Matthew, dodging 2 different abilities that probably would have put him down.
I don't know how much of that was Matthew dodging. How much was Hiraki just clicking the wrong part there.
Well, I mean,
another game coming through, pressuring BZM. He's feeling it in this early game.
Oh,
this is going to be 6-minute rune going C-Smile's way unless Chu steals it out. 50-50. How good's your coin flip? Oh, they're bringing everybody.
They're going for the kill. Jeez. C-Smile.
Ice wall not on the mark.
Oh, the teleport's coming in. They might be able to catch BZM with Pakaz cutting through the trees. No, just the Sprout and the right clicks. That's good enough. They'll get him eventually. Still, though, trading mid heroes cannot feel good for EG when they were, holding such a big advantage in this lane.
And BZM got XP on that big TA kill.
Yeah.
OG just read that really well, bringing the supports in early, bailing out this lane. That's a big turnaround. They get the Furion port. Pakaz is happy to clean up that core and get a lot of XP himself, but now you're opening up a free lane for Underlord, and that tower's not taking any pressure off that rotation, which is what you really want if you're EG here. Another trade coming up. Might go for it.
He's gonna... Oh. Yuragi's having a... Did that waveform even hit?
I actually can't tell.
Yeah,
I don't
he
think
used his stick. I'm not sure how big of a stick it was.
No, you can recalibrate the sights a little bit. You got some time.
But yeah, that mid play felt like Pakaz should have been TPing in earlier if C-Smile wanted to make that dive,
I don't know if Chris... I keep calling him Chris Smile, man.
Yeah.
This guy is messing with me
We,
so
of course, are talking about Chris Luck, a.k.a. C-Smile.
I was just saying, I don't know if Chris Luck knew he was going to make that dive. I think it just kind of happened.
Yeah, just instinct. Chu tries to hop away. Does manage to hit the stun, so they'll trade out supports.
All these skirmishes on the side lanes, and we still haven't seen any Sunstrikes. Maybe that's just another product of that mid pressure.
Yeah.
You feel like you have to play this lane, keep your eyes on it with the CS battle and getting ganked, and it hasn't resulted in any Sunstrike.
I was like, wait for it. Wait for it. For a second there, I thought it wasn't going to ever come. But the Nature's Wrath eventually strikes down Taiga.
And they brought Matthew down here, so they probably want to try and kick DM out if they can. Supports can cut through the slug here. Whisper getting gone on at the same time. That's going to be the last of his siphons. They're doing a decent job of just forcing out these siphons, putting him in a position where he has to play a little back. As Powell, music. That's for this arcane rune. The most dramatic arcane rune of the tournament. Oh my lord.
Well, C-Smile better do something epic with that.
That was an epic rune grab. It did not end up
super delayed.
Oh, should be a free Taiga kill. Extra intelligence.
Yeah, Panda's getting a lot of it.
+2. I almost would have been happier if they just stacked some Ancients for C-Smile here too, though. I don't really like these mid-TAs when they don't have the triangle to fall back on. Maybe they're going to get it up now. All right, they're listening to the cast. What can you do? But still, I think even just having 2 to 3 here would be pretty nice.
Yeah, they seem more concerned about shutting down the Invoker and trying to, like, maybe pressure that tower than they are making sure the TA scales to a big mid-game point.
I mean, I think you can do both. Who's to stop you? I think you can make these mid rotations while still getting up a couple Ancient stacks because the Furion can always join it and be that fourth hero. Another Wrath of Nature up here. This is just a forced play. EG are going to try and jam their heads through this Underlord.
They may not know about the DM TPing in, but they knew about the Rubik, thanks to the ward behind the tower. Matthew, he's going to be struck down here. The Snowball can only do so much.
OG ready for it again? Just pre-TPing the heroes to defend these moves for their mid-invoker. Probably a wise decision. If you let EG get away with these moves, your map's going to crumble very fast.
And not only did they get the kill, but that was also the reveal of the Observer ward they just planted. So Taiga's been countering a lot of wards. EG, they might end up being a little bit blind here in the coming minutes.
Decent protection.
Oh, damn. EG has done a lot, too.
Is that even accurate?
I think the wards destroyed includes sentries. So
yeah, it has to. I don't even think you have 8 obs.
Yeah. Chu is dead. Exorcism is going to work here. Let's see if they can do anything about Yuragi. Whisper almost steps into the portal. DM's going to stop him with the pits. Taiga could not get close enough for the telekinesis, though. Maybe if he hits that, maybe they could have gone for him.
I actually hate that. When they summon the portal behind you and you're right-clicking to run away, you click the portal. It's something you definitely do purposely now. I think more pros are aware of it, actually. I've seen it in a couple games. You just mess with somebody. Still poking this Invoker mid, but that big collapse move has not happened. And all of these tier 1s staying up for OG. They've done a really decent job of just protecting the early towers against this Furion Death Prophet. Another reason why I think the Ancient stacks are nice, because sometimes the aggressive game plan doesn't always come together. It's nice to have a little bit to fall back on.
Sure.
Just accelerates you to the next item here. Get some extra XP for your support, so you're not forcing some move that, all right, the third time's the charm, and then they're all there again. You might just lose the game off that. Because you're still in a decent position here if you're EG in terms of your cores and all the items are going to be able to contribute. And fast, early Orchid on the menu for Pakaz. Pretty interesting. This is not the build we're used to on this Furion in terms of Gleipnir or Ags or Midas or early BKB even.
Is that specifically against the Morphling?
Morphling and Invoker. It's going to prove dividends against both these heroes who are not going to get the Dispel for a very long time if they lose map.
Teleporting in on a BZM. He's going to be caught by the Walrus Punch, slowed down. I'm sure they have sentries, even if he could get off Ghost Walk, which he couldn't.
Aggressive Observer paying dividends. It's also going to time out here in the next 30, so OG might not even get the gold for the deny. Those are the types of moves Pakaz wants to come into. And that's where the Orchid's going to really help. Because he can make these aggressive moves while Steve Smile continues to farms up. He's the real carry in this game. It's honestly a decent TA game, I feel. Yeah, Morphling's going to dunk on you in the late game with Scotty Manta, that type of territory, but you should be pretty far out ahead based off the Invoker laning phase in the Ancient stacks here. If you get an early Roshan, transition into map control with traps plus the Furion Orchid threat on these side lanes, you can limit a lot of the farm that this Morphling and Invoker are able to get. So I do like the Orchid pickup for Pakaz, but you got to make it work.
Also, Morphling's timing is kind of slowed. Usually means that he can't really do much about Roshan, right? Whereas EG, they've got a great Rosh taking.
Oh, it's instant.
Yeah.
And again, test is difficult because the only zone control you have is Underlord, but Underlord is often not that good at aggressively contesting Roshan. He's better at defensively taking it.
This is a very aggressive move. Global Silence is going to cover this one. It still feels like it may not be enough damage. Oh, it was barely enough. He was just about to get the waveform off. Nice two-man stun, but can they burst down this Death Prophet? Doesn't look like it. C-Smile's cleaning up at the back line. CM's going to try and get out next as Chu's left behind. DM, the TP away is successful, but very bad engagement there for OG. Choosing to take a fight, or trying to defend a fight, that there was a hasted TA in. That's just unfortunate.
Cleans up the backside, straight into tier 1 pressure, and Pakaz straight back to bottom. This lineup is really going to punish you if you lose these engagements. The first few, OG reacted pretty well. That one, just not prepared for it, and this Morphling lingered way too long in this upper lane. Just getting silence off the snowball, and remember, Furion can come in with this Orchid at any time. He's just waiting to see what happens. Pretty nice global. Got him before the Morph as well. And Yuragi frustrated that he perhaps turned it off at all.
Yeah, that silence was just wearing out, but Good coverage by EG, leading off that Death Prophet silence and then following up with the global. Back to the farm. I mean, if you get another bad fight like that, I think this game might spiral out of control for OG. Because then that's probably mid-tower, and if you get mid-tower, probably means you get Roshan as well. Nice snowball over the side here, bailing out Panda. He may still die. The Fate Bolt will put him down, but Matthew, he will be fine for now.
Walks it off. EG can bring in the support now. They want to fight this. Don't have Exo.
Yeah, they've already burned through the refraction there. See Smile. Okay, maybe can't be that bold.
The bounce.
Oh, it got him. Struck him down before he could get up to the high ground.
The hand of God. Ye shall be smited.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And now there's a quick smoke for EG.
Oh, they're going again.
Remember, every teleport with Orchid is a kill on these cores. There's no dispels yet for Yuragi. And he's just going to the high ground.
He's getting behind him. He's getting up to the high ground to hit him with the Orchid before he knows what's coming. Beautiful stuff. Yuragi, he is feeling the pressure that EG is bringing in this series.
And that's trap vision on that Ancient. Just knowing this Morphling's going to be there. Yeah, I mean, Taiga's going to look for the D-wards here. You're not going to find them. You're going to find a trap. That's it. Just good map abuse by EG, continuing to build the lead. As OG will try and strike back for a support kill, but Exo is up. This could just be another fight.
Sunstrike is going to be able to nail Matthew. Not quite enough damage. He does eventually fall, but not before he puts out the damage to kill both the supports with the help of Whisper. Chases them away. Use the Exorcism to take that mid-tower. This is the snowball that's happening here. I mean, hell, this is early enough. They might be able to just go this tier 1 and do Roche.
And see Smile went second item shard on this Templar assassin. So extra silence is coming in. This is a lot of silence for Invoker and Morphling to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not going to have a fast BKB. You went Midas bots on Invoker. You're rushing Manta on Yuragi, but he's still pretty far because he's gotten picked off. So now you have to deal with the silence from Death Prophet, the shard silence from the TA, the Orchid from the Furion, global silence from Silencer. Even if you get a Dispel, it might just be too much to cast anything through. Another haste rune for him as well. Roshan is definitely next on the menu here for EG. If they get another big fight or pick into that, you're going to lose a lot of map space. And I kind of like the strategic idea from EG versus the OG Invoker. Because as we've seen, OG are very confident in this XOR Invoker carrying late game.
Yep. So
but
they
if you don't get to late game,
yeah,
that's the problem. So they're just going to run at you and take away all your space. What are you going to do when you have no room to farm with that Midas?
You know, the talk about all those silences that they have, I don't think you ever build around this idea, but it is cool the fact that Arcane Curse becomes a lot stronger if you have additional silences.
Wow, I'm impressed you came up with that. Do you play Dota?
A little bit.
Are you high ranked?
I mean, it depends. It's not based on your viewpoint.
You know, there were a couple pubs that you got in with me.
Yeah.
And by like the second or third one, I was like, who is this guy? He's just griefing games. And then I thought it was you. Like, why does this guy keep picking trash Zeus and Clock? Ruining games, these low-ranked scrubs, and I thought it was you. And then my brain had to retract the statement. So, okay, I'll allow that one.
I'm washed up. Silences, all those silencers can't do anything to stop a big slug stepping through the portal.
I mean, EG are just cruising to BKBs right now. Desto coming out for C-Smile soon. You're going to have an early BKB on Whisper after that Grease.
Jeez, these
and the
punches
pickoff continues.
Just do not stop.
They're just going high ground. Level 2 Exo's up in 2 seconds here. What's stopping you? The Morphling and the Invoker are not ready to fight a base defense. And EG know it.
Might as well put him to the test.
They got half a tier 3.
Okay, I'm always excited by this move, but no team ever commits all the way and saying, oh, we're going to take this. Was it even worth it to hit that tier 3?
There's a couple teams that have committed to that play over the years.
Okay, well, not in the last, like,
some great
2 years.
squads. I would say the old Enigma used to do that high ground maneuver.
Okay, yeah.
The old Swindle Melons Complexity.
Yeah.
Some of the greats.
The greats of our time, or a past time, rather.
Those are the two that come to mind. I'm sure there's some others.
Taiga, yeah, too much. Arcane Curse takes him out because tries to catch an additional hero with the Sprout. Not quite good enough. And the Rubik stolen traps can slow down some heroes here.
Oh, damn it.
BZM.
Any detection?
He has it. They do have the sentry. They're going to be able to kill him. BZM goes down. Uragi's going to try and fight through this one to be able to kill Matthew.
Too many
but he gets the force staff over the shard. There's so many silences. He does have that strength morph going, but he can't actually get away.
Oh my god. He got silenced 3 or 4 times. I like the attempt to snowball save your Invoker there. That was pretty cheeky, but once you're engaged with this Morphling, there's no words coming out.
No.
This is a very fast game from EG. And it's something this team is known for. They are happy to punish your greed whenever they feel like you're committed to it on the table. And maybe this first phase Invoker, just telegraphing OG's game plan from the get-go. EG were ready for it. Insta-TA into some fast early objective taking. Silences galore.
Hunting, BZM. Oh, the shard does have him locked in. They know he's around here. They spotted him. They got him with the snowball. He's underneath a different sentry, the one placed on the high ground.
Silence after silence after silence after silence.
Can't speak.
You just wanted to say hello.
It's too bad this isn't a stadium match. Because, you know, there's so many OGs fans out there. Be a great time for one of those, you know, EG silencing both OG and the fans, you know? You know, Twitch chat is not quiet.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
You gotta whisper, Cap.
I love that Evil Geniuses are playing this kind of speed. And I think it makes them a team that can actually, like, win tournaments as a result, because so many teams are greedy right now.
Yep.
If you can play this kind of style and play it really, really well, I think a lot of teams are so used to the pace of the game as it is right now. And the structure and the, you know, just like the...
I mean, this is South American Dota, though.
Further advantage. Yeah.
We saw it yesterday with Hector just going ACs and going to end the game.
Yep, true.
You know, I don't know, maybe OG was watching the Tundra Liquid that just finished. Oh, these games are going to go 50 minutes, our Invoker will win.
They're like, oh, this is such a beautiful game. Such pure Dota.
EG don't give a damn. They're just going to run at you.
Meanwhile, EG just kicking the door. Here to play some high-octane Dota.
There's just nowhere to go on this map. It's the brutal reality of Templar, Assassin, Furion. One's going to shove your lanes, the other's going to see where you go. And the pickoffs just become too easy, whereas the moves for OG to come back are that much more difficult.
Now, there is still a reason that not everybody plays this style, right? It is super easy to slip up, and if you slip up like once, the game becomes really hard to actually close up fast enough, right?
Yes, that would be that Reddit alluded comeback mechanism.
I thought you were going to say, when did EG throw last.com?
I think that site's still up, actually.
That's a dedicated Dota fan right there.
This guy's just been running it out of his basement for 20 years.
We salute you, sir or ma'am.
Did he change the URL now? Or is it still EG?
No, I think it's still EG.
He's just happy having this team throw instead of Shopify. You think he'd take this site
I mean,
down for
you know,
maintenance?
as long as EG stays in the Americas region, you are guaranteed some throw.
I don't feel like this EG squad actually throws that much, though.
You don't think so?
No, I feel like they either just win solidly or they just kind of slowly lose. But I don't feel like they throw big games, you know?
Target spotted. He's waiting for Bakaz to give the go-ahead to make the initiation. Bakaz joins in with the Orchid, get the pick off on the support. You just got to make sure they don't tread a little bit too far. Can't step into that enemy base just yet.
Stolen Refraction. Not going to do much, but he gets it.
It's cool looking.
I mean, we already have AC up for Because. This is the base pusher. Because
Okay,
now
here
you
we
have
go.
BKBs, you have Boots of Bearing plus AC. So you have the armor to shred, and you have the attack speed to compound it. Aegis for 40 seconds here. Probably want to use it up if you're C-Smile.
Yeah.
Just don't want to end up too deep.
Yeah,
Sunstrike missed.
honestly, I bet he wished the Sunstrike landed.
I tank it for the boys. These pits are so annoying.
I mean, he kind of needs a reset. I feel like going high ground it sets him up to potentially die inside the base, which could be really bad. Okay, Whisper's just in. Jesus, both the supports are going to die. Now, the big tanky cores are kind of whatever if they can't do damage, but they do have to be careful of that fire pit.
Stolen Spirit Siphon. Maybe that's some comeback mechanism here. We've seen this spell do wonders in the fight.
Dire's top tower
Probably the best spell you can steal at this point. The question is, are you going to be non-silenced to use it? That has been the trouble for OG this game.
Or are you just going to get bursted too quickly that the heal doesn't have an effect?
That's another problem.
Because we've got some serious Deso charges for C-Smile already.
And there's a lot of physical buff as well. The minus armor plus the tag team plus the early Boots of Bearing for Panda. These are not your normal right clicks. This is a pretty good smoke if you can find Because. He does have BKB.
Very big kill, but he backs away. If he sees him first, he can get off his BKB and should be able to get out.
has been killed.
Yeah, he's Gucci. No cancel for that. In fact, EG
Oh,
coming in
the
from
team's gonna-
behind.
Yeah, because wonder if he's going to be able to come back into this fight. Either way, it starts off with one dead.
Ooh, Yuragi gets out. And DM's trying to go back through the gate, but it expires.
Oh no! He
The
TPs
Uber
instead.
left without the guest.
Oh, and Matthew catches him.
Oh, do not tip that Uber. At least DM was having a chuckle about it. That's a rough way to go.
All right, well, EG, I was going to say, you know, like, okay, this is the moment of time where you sit back, you wait, go for second Roshan. Second Roshan probably ends the game for you if it's successful. But an opportunity like this presents itself, you can hit high ground again. I don't know how long you can commit, but
There's just free damage. There's just no good initiation or drag back either, right?
yeah.
And how do you go on C-Smile here? What are you even poking with?
Are fortified.
It's not much. It's just Pit and Firestorm.
Yeah, best you can telekinesis him a little bit closer.
Stolen Traps again. Going to be nice for the fight when it comes. But EG are just going to wait for next Roshan here. And I think Because is going to be too big to deal with when that moment comes. So you probably need another good smoke out here if you're OG. You just got to find something.
Yeah, but
Silence? On silence?
Whisper does have a BKB, so he should be fine here. Meanwhile, they're going to target DM. Matthew saw that DM's just got a little bit farther away from the rest of his team. And once the hero is isolated, either Because or C-Smile is going to rip him apart pretty quickly.
Just
Matthew,
be looking at another high ground poke with no Underlord. They're looking at bottom, dragging the wave too.
yeah, I mean, the Underlord is the biggest problem for them going high ground, right? Because it burns through the refraction pretty quickly. Oh, look at that. Because tried to get the catch on somebody here. A surprise quick move. Didn't quite pay out, but a good idea nonetheless. Jeez, look at that attack speed. Is that the Boots of Bearing or what? Guess
Yeah.
so.
Boots of Bearing, plus all the extra agi this Nature's Prophet has from the levels in Vambrace. He's hitting quite hard.
They showed the Templar Assassin bottom lane, I think, so that's why OG tried to go outside, see if they could catch somebody. Force staff, Matthews still
All right,
going to be
there's one.
brought down.
It's an opening. Can you do anything with it?
It's a small opening, and they... C-Smile has been running his way back to his team. So it's back to a 4 versus 4. OG's certainly not favored now.
The other thing about this TA Furion dual core versus the Invoker is it cuts off a lot of the split push rat potential on this Exort that can maybe stall the game with 4 spirits running down lanes and getting you in a position where you have that comeback potential like we've seen in a lot of these games. You just can't do it versus these cores when you fall behind. They cut it all off. They have the vision, they have the lane control, they have the global ability. And then the second you get cornered in your base, they abuse you with the Roshans.
Right.
It's just a very nice answer to this Exort Invoker that OG have abused all tournament. Strategically well played here from EG.
I would
And if
count
OG
this as a strategic victory.
Yeah. If OG were able to do better split pushing, they still have more tools. They could get like Aghanim Scepter on TA. We never got an Ags on the Nature's Prophet.
Oh, there's a lot of scalability still in the tank.
Yeah.
Hanging on to that shard. He says none of my team deserves it.
Whisper could take it. Matthew could take it. Silencer. The big right-click silence. Matthew, Force-staffed it back down to low ground. Sunstrike, it's going to land, but it's not enough damage. The TA trap, the stolen trap, isn't enough either.
It didn't hit him. Oh, it did hit him.
It did hit him, but it was an instant pop, so...
He will pass that shard on to Matthew. You deserve it for tanking all that damage. Thank you, sir.
Wouldn't you rather... Am I crazy? Isn't the Death Prophet shard better?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, this is a weird situation. Instantly Manta's off the Orchid, but the global silence is there. On top of that one, the exorcism is causing a lot of damage too. He's gonna try and waveform up here, but he's silenced for so long.
BCM is just gone.
It's like 10, 15 seconds of silence every single time.
There's no spells to be cast. There's no game to be played. Just go next, and they will. They silenced that Invoker quite hard here. With a max silencer strategy, lane pressure, global